What's up guys, and welcome back to another Star Wars story video. Now Disney Star Wars president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, has just announced a bunch of new Star Wars series that we could be looking forward to on Disney Plus, such as Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, a Droid story, and a Lando series. But one of them that really caught my eye was the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series that was announced way before any of this actually was announced. Now, I've always been a great fan of Obi-Wan Kenobi and his character in general. And overall, I think he's just a really great character. He was in Return of the Jedi as one of the Force ghosts, and honestly, that is my favorite scene of all Star Wars, where Luke looks off to this and sees Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. It's my favorite scene. So when I heard the news that there's going to be a new Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming to Disney Plus, I couldn't help but scream because how happy I was that this was coming and this was actually true. But obviously, if you're aware of this news, then you might also be aware of that Kathleen Kennedy had just did a huge announcement regarding all these shows and even some information of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And what she said was that Hayden Christensen, the actor of Anakin, also Darth Vader, is going to be returning to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. For Star Wars fans, this news quickly spread to literally everybody, and I knew I was going to make a video on it, but I didn't necessarily know what video to make about it, just saying, oh, he's returned. All right, bye guys. No, there's a little more to it than that, and I wanted to go deep and dive in with you guys on why Hayden Christensen could return, or 5 ways he could return. Now, this list can be very long, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet with you guys. And I've already wasted enough time talking in this video, so let's dive in. Starting with number 1, a flashback sequence. So with this, there could be a few flashback scenes, such as a scene from the Clone Wars. Now, I really like this scene because we wouldn't just see Hayden Christensen just play Vader, but as Anakin Skywalker as a Jedi Knight. I can also say the same for maybe a scene on Order 66 where Anakin is killing a bunch of Jedi, and even for a scene on Mustafar, maybe where Anakin is going to Mustafar, but we see a scene right before that of his thoughts and feelings and maybe some dialogue with R2-D2 right before he lands on Mustafar. I just think this would be a really cool thing to see in the Kenobi show. More extensive add-on clips from the Revenge of the Sith scene added into the Kenobi series. Continuing on with number 2, which is a dream sequence. Now this kind of goes in hand with number 1, a flashback sequence, because they kind of just go neck and neck. Like if Obi-Wan was having a dream, they could have a flashback in that dream. So it's kind of a dream flashback or a flashback dream or one or the other. They just kind of go together. But one way that Hayden Christensen can return is that this could all be just a dream in either Vader's head or even in Obi-Wan's head, where it's all just being displayed in a dream. This is all coming from a Darth Vader comic, issue 13 to be exact, where we almost see the exact fight breakout just like Revenge of the Sith. The only difference is that Obi-Wan is fighting Vader, but it is actually him in the suit and not Anakin in the flesh. The scene starts off by Obi-Wan almost mimicking the exact lines as he did in the movie. In the end, Vader is victorious and Obi-Wan is on the ground. It's literally the exact same thing. The only difference is that it's literally on opposite sides, where Obi-Wan is saying the exact same lines, but he's getting burned alive. There's even a part where Anakin comes in and even fights Vader, and they all have that back and forth clash with each other. And I wish this was in the movie itself, or even this would be a cool flashback scene to see Vader and Anakin fight in Vader's mind, and it would just be a really cool scene. But at the end, Vader obviously comes out on top, and Anakin is left on the ground, saying the exact same lines as he did in Revenge of the Sith. But moving on to number 3, which will be a gameplay sequence. Now this topic is going to be a little short, only because there's only little to talk about. However, I still like to see it in the show. Now over the years, we've gotten a few Star Wars gameplay in the past, such as the game The Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Now that was a very good game, however it is legend, so it's not real in the Star Wars timeline. But a game that is real is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order with the journey of Cal Kestis, and seeing what he does after his journey in the Jedi Fallen Order. The only problem I see why they wouldn't add this into Kenobi show is only because of the timeline and where it stands. Because off the top of my head, I don't really know when the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game takes place. However, I do know that the Kenobi show takes place after 10 years of Revenge of the Sith. But off the top of my head, I don't really know when the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game does take place. Kicking off number 4 is just simply fight scenes on Mustafar that would be presented to us as a flashback. The fight scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan is just beautiful. It's not really beautiful, it's kind of sad, but the fight scene is just amazing itself. But I also love to see more from that fight scene that we didn't see in Revenge of the Sith. The only reason we wouldn't see this fight scene in Revenge of the Sith is because it probably could have taken place at the same time we were watching Emperor Palpatine and Yoda go at it. This would make total sense of why we wouldn't see that fight scene, and maybe this scene probably could have stuck with Obi-Wan as he went into isolation and watching over Luke. Maybe it just took a huge toll on him, and it would also give an opportunity for us, the fans, to see Hayden Christensen's style of fighting after all these years, and to see if he actually still has it or not. Now, the very last one I have for you guys is simply Vader's pain and what goes on under the mask of the most feared person in the universe. There are so many fans that want to see Vader's pain, and we have gotten to see his pain over the years with some comics, but it never is displayed to us in a screen. So to see Vader's pain and what he goes through about thinking about Padme and trying to bring her back to life, and even some surgery scenes that he goes through and rebuilding his suit and all the needles that are sticking into him, I think would be a great scene to see, and it would just make the whole story of Anakin and Obi-Wan and Order 66 and everything connect even better. I also think it would be really cool to see Vader / Anakin bring Padme back to life, because I think, if I'm correct, there's a VR game called Immortals. I'm not really sure if that's the title, but it would be really cool to see that, because in the VR game, we get a scene where we actually see Anakin / Vader try to bring back Padme, but he never fully excels at it, and I don't think he actually does at all in his journey of becoming Darth Vader. Here's a clip of it now.
You will gain mastery over death itself. What you seek is finally within your grasp. Leave me now. Padme.
Something wonderful has happened. Annie, I'm pregnant.
But it would just tie everything together more smoothly. Another thing that Vader struggles throughout the years is just simply trying to eat food. And usually he consumes liquid food, I believe, but he sometimes does eat regular food. And I really truly believe that this scene should be added to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, because it just makes it's just an emotional scene for fans. However, I feel like they would have to be careful with this scene, just because I also feel like this scene could be considered clingy. So I feel like they have to be careful while making this scene to make it not clingy, but to still have an emotional effect on the fans, and to really go into depth on Vader's just a simple struggle that he deals with on a daily basis, and how he just literally cannot eat food. Same thing with just him hating his helmet. Maybe he takes off the helmet and just looks at it and just gets more rageful with it, and just consumes the dark side even more. Just something simple like that, I feel like, should be truly added to this series. But guys, that is the end of today's Star Wars story video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun trying to come up with my own ways on how Hayden Christensen can return in the flesh as Vader or Anakin, as coming through flashback sequence or fight scenes or any of that sorts. I would also love to hear you guys' opinions in the comment section, and if I missed anything, let me know. And how do you think that Hayden Christensen would return to Star Wars and in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series? But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and hit a like if you enjoyed it, and remember,
The Force will be with you.